very there's less parts in box D here. So part C here, we can really crack at it. Now some I've left in the plastic because, as I said earlier, they're just duplicates, so there's no point in showing you the same thing. Got some of the top of the main decks themselves here. One of your funnels is going to go on. I think this is for one of the staircases, you knock down through it. And I've just got our inlets for our funnels. So it's double one. Just keep it on the bags. Some of the superstructure, top end, top of deck again. Nicely detailed. There's some of the foliage all over the top of those like wee grills and so forth. I think they're for fresh air goes in there. Our funnels, 4 altogether. They don't one bag, no part of them all. Again, nicely engraved. You see all the rivets on them. Maybe you can pick it up, I don't know. You can just about catch them there. So again, it's good to see those in one piece rather than 2 halves. The bow of the ship, nicely moulded. Again, for all your badges and so forth, going through your mask, going on here, and your anchors and so forth. All your holes are left here for your wee benches and other bits and pieces that goes on to it. Stern of the ship, again, it's all pre-engraved, and then all your wee holes and so forth for different parts goes on top. Next to those 2 Koreans goes onto this, your main mask, and some of the benches that go on that. Now the benches that you have in the kit are plastic, the ones that's in the PE are all obviously PE. They're a wee bit more detail and a bit more fiddlier. But it's well worth it. Another wee part here. There's 2 doors on it, set of letters and 2 portholes. Again, some part upper deck. Again, you get all your PE work around those windows and so forth. A wee bit of flash here that I've noticed in one of the windows where you can just about make it out. Well, and clear away with a sharp blade. Again, some of the main deck, top deck, again for your funnels and so forth. Let's see if I see this one. No. So there's plenty of spaces in here for hiding your SMDs and so forth, and all your wiring glued to the roof itself, and that's the end of it. And then more superstructure, top end. Again, all your planks, but that won't matter, that'll be all covered over anyhow. Some of the glasswork here I've just left open, like so that the 2 main domes and your skylights for your grand staircase. So we'll keep it clean and safe, and it's plastic. Right again, put it back in later. Another wee smaller part, but 2 doors on this, and 6 windows, and whatever that is. So again, really nicely detailed, all these wee hatches and so forth, and the lighting, all those wee tiny things that you can see around the ship. You'll see them on different parts, they're actually lighting. So they're going to be done with fibre optics, with thinner strands and all. Some of the PE work here is there's only 4 with it. That part, your funnels and so forth. Some grills there, obviously the PE work, I'll hide all that. Quick, too young. You can get all, I don't think you get all the railings in this, I'm not too sure now. As I say, most of the accessory packs are really packed with PE. You got your rat lines here, your compass, some of the letters I spoke about earlier. You just about make them out here. some steps and so forth, some more thinner ladders. They run up the sides of the funnel. More railings, we've got a chain out the back. More steps, and then we've got the start of our windows. You can see like the top promenade deck, some of the crane booms, more parts for the funnels, the ladders. We actually were in the funnels too, and then your handrails and so forth for your steps again, and the same for the opposite side. All your grills are, as I showed you earlier. Sorry, beg your pardon now, you actually your benches. You does have maybe all the integrate turtles in the frames for the bench work. So they're going to look really, really well on deck when it comes to that stage. Same again, it's a double with all your portholes, or set up at portholes, right? Windows, all your, like your smoking room and so forth, and gymnasium, and you have more benches there, more step ladders, ladders themselves. And I feel the wee bits and pieces there, not too sure if they are just yet, but we'll check them out when we get to. So that's box C, isn't it? Yeah, box C. So we've only one more box to go, and then we'll split it again, and then we'll put the third video up, and the third video will cover everything. So bear with me. Right, our last box here came with the kit. The other two boxes I bought separate. So I beg your pardon, the lights came with this kit, but the other box I bought separate, and the accessory packs I spoke of a few occasions. So this is box D here, and this is all. And then I get this all in the camera. So I'll zoom out as far as it can possibly go. So these are your main decks themselves. As you can see, they're quite big. I'll set one on the bow of the ship in a second here. I'll let you have a look at it. So here's your two ground staircases. So this is, I think this is the bridge area. This end, or it might be the stern. In that way actually. This is the bridge area up here. And we'll have our main top deck. Sorry, is it? Yeah. Second deck from the top, I think it is. Got to cut all those out. There's your ground staircase. It's your bridge area, all your davits, your boats to sit on and so forth. Again, no dragon, but that's not going to matter when the pin stick is on. And then my last part, this is undersized. You've left all, you've got room here for all your LEDs and SMDs to be installed. I think this is the main top deck for all your version goes on for like your funnels and so forth. And that is it for your back mask. So here you go guys, ours part 2 done. So box D. So the next video I'll have up will show you a bit shorter, and that'll do it. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back shortly. Right guys, welcome back to the last and final part. As you can see, it's just a quick mock up here of the part of the decks and the bow and the stern. Overall size, really impressive, and should look well when it's all done. So we're going to move on now to the last two boxes. The box are both separate, and the box of LEDs that came with the kit. As I said earlier, I end up using them. I've used my own SMDs, and I'll explain why just in a second. So bear with me. Right guys, the last two boxes on the instructions and a bit of a poster with it. The colour come out. So as I said earlier, I'm not using those. These here that came with the kit. Reason being, they're well rescaled and I'm not using them. You get all your resistors and plug-ins and so forth. As I said earlier, it's all on my own. Now here's all your resistors that you're going to be using. I just have to check what value they are. Resistance 628. Again, there's one of the LEDs. It's far too big. So it's well out of scale. All your wee plug-ins, I've used those like no problem. And that wiring. And I've used those resistors. There's a double pack there. I've used my own resistors, which are a little bit smaller than those. You do get an off and on switch. I thought you would have got a remote this, but no. You get an off and on switch, but it shouldn't be too hard for me to fit with our remotes. Something very similar to the lights that turn on in the kitchen here. One of these. Only have the 4 buttons. On and off, and then your weight and so forth, rather than having all those buttons. So we'll be able to add one of those to it. I've load those in the stash. All different button configurations. Anyway, LEDs again. They're yellow and they're 3mm. Far too big, guys. Now I know on the real ship, I don't think there was any LEDs, or sorry, not LEDs, lights shining up onto the funnels where it shows you on the box. I just have to really check that before I commit to doing that. And if I do, it'll not be that size. It'll be the 2mm SMDs, which you'll be able to hide, rather than having those sticking out through the deck, which will look ridiculous looking. I get some heat sink, which is not going to be enough. It's a red LED. I'll go for I'll go on the bridge. There should be a green one too somewhere. There's not actually, so unless it's in one of the other packets with the rest of the LEDs. But either way, it cannot be getting used. So here's the green LED there. So definitely not using those. This is just your lighting. You get I don't know much lengths on this here, to be honest. You can cut these into individual lengths. I think they run into three individual sections before you can get away with cutting them. So it's like it's every third connection. If I can see this camera, it picks it up right. So if I wire this to my outlet, your red and black, I can cut it here. Those three will just light. If I cut it before that, those two are just going to light. So it's all marked out. Every 3 intervals you can cut them. It shows you just on the copper. You read pair of scissors. So you cut across there. That'll light them 3. Anything before that, it'll just light the 2. As long as you keep them in the copper cut-off point, they'll light for you. So those are all, I think they're warm white. So I want to stand with a warm white rather than having the other bright cold white. Daylight white, should I say. So as I said, that's one of the reasons why I will not be using any of those LEDs. Number one, they're out of scale. Number 2, I don't want to off those LEDs. The lighting up the ship is actually on the ship, if you know what I mean. So I've a lot of books I've had over the years I've bought and so forth, hardback books with a lot of illustrated pictures, so that should help. For a manual, there's 62 steps altogether. I'm not going to go through this whole one now, it'll take too long. It's just crammed, packed with all the necessary parts that you're going to need to be building this ship. Colour poster or callouts. Thought you'd have got a bigger poster than that. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 colours called for. The New York Bridge 2 up all up for it recently. I haven't used it, so it'll wait until such time to build it. Your LED assembly kit, as you can see here, now I'll try my best here to point these out. Those larger LEDs I spoke about a second ago are actually shining up onto the funnels. You can see them there. As far as I'm aware, I don't think there was any light shining up onto the funnels. I could be wrong now, but either way, an APU's nose are far too big, they're well out of scale. You've got your red light here and then your green light on your opposite side of the bridge. Again, they're well out of scale, they're 3mm. Rest these portholes, as I said earlier, start of the video, they're going to have to be all drilled out. That light to shine through it all. And then you get a breakdown here of what's in the kit, the wiring kit. And I'm going to zoom out again. You get a breakdown here of all what's in the kit, focus 2 camera. And your resistors, your LEDs is yellow, 26 yellow, 1 red, 1 green, with a heat sink, your black wire, red wire, and then study your wiring socket, and then your wiring plugs, off and on switch, USB actually. So that's going to work off 5 volts, and then your spool of lighting. Now, as I said to you a second ago, one of those out about cutting your lights in individual third sections that explains here. You cut them before or after, it's not going to complete the circuit, that's not going to work. Your contact points are going to be welded here and so forth. Then just put your heat sink on. It's just giving you an idea where you want to drill in your hole for to feed your wire up through the hull with supply the lights, power supplies for the lights. Cut them again, as I said earlier. So you've got your channels pre-cut molded in the opposite side of the decking themselves, so you know what length to put in on your LED strip. As you go along, it's going to be more intense in a sense where for anybody first time around it can be very intimidating, but for me I'm well used to it. And you've used a lot of hot glue gun here as well, just to tidy your wires away. So it is going to be well lit with the kit you have here, but with the time I finish with it, the whole ship will be lit, not just the top part of it. There's the 3 LEDs I spoke about there. For your funnels, they just don't look right at all. Now you take into consideration the size of those LEDs are 3mm compared to the porta cabin windows. Or sorry, not porta cabin windows, I think this is the smoking room, I think. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. But you just look at those windows compared to those 3mm LEDs, they're wrong, they look daft. So there's no way I put those on. Your resistors will all hit up on the side, you don't see any now. Again, I'm not using those. I've used new resistors, which are a lot smaller than those. More resistor work. And we're coming to the end here where we're going to start to fit parts of superstructure till the final stages of the top part of the ship itself. Again, more or less those 3mm LEDs shine up to one of the funnels. No, it's not happening. So that's it, guys, for the LEDs. So you can use a 5V charger battery, which is not included. Again, it's an accessory pack, but I have loads of those out myself in the parts boxes, so I don't need to buy any. The parts, optional parts you to buy in an accessory pack. This is one here. I think this is around about £260 for all your brass propellers, the wooden deck. Well, I have the wooden deck. It's in this brown box here. I'll show you just in a second. So as it says, there's 4 different sets. I have set 1, so it's US £240, but I get these from China, so it's going to work out around £240. Free postage. Where to buy and so forth. There's a link to Trumpet on Facebook as well. Right, our last part of the review, what's in that big box, is the one that I bought separate. Now you do get other different kits for it, or sorry, different parts, different kits. So these are all 1/200 scale, like some of the modern destroyers and so forth. Tugboats, dreadnoughts from World War I and so forth. The Prince Eugene heavy cruiser, 1/200 scale, the Yamagi, Japanese warship, the German destroyer from World War I or World War II, one or the other. USS Smith, I don't think we've ever heard of that ship now, to be honest. I imagine that there's going to be World War I. Super Type A cruiser. Not too sure who owns that. We can't see any distinctive markings on it. I think these are most of these are all Chinese. Yamagi again, 1/200 scale. Some more brass, some of the full edge, sorry, I got extra with this other kit. There you have the explanation where your decking goes, the peeling sticks. So you have more brass work here, like the parasols, benches, loungers and so forth. I don't think these are going to fit in the time period. This is what they're going to look like when they're built. Your tables, the chairs, sun loungers, and your parasols for your sun goes on top of the table there, I imagine. You do get a swimming pool with it, a top deck. I don't recall being a swimming pool on the top deck, a paddling pool. That is actually with this kit, and it's in resin. I'll show you just a second. You get some more PE there. I think that's for the crow's nest. You get 2 wee bells, 2 wee brass bells. And that's about me out here, my finger is. Those are the 2 masts we spoke about earlier. They screw into one and make the 1 unit for either side. That's just the instructions, and I can open those just yet. You get 2 spools, well, 2 lengths of wire, steel, for like your railings once you're right, that's all going in. And then the resin part for your swimming pool, which I don't think was actually on the ship, so I'm just going to double check as well. Don't know where to put that in it. Our decking here, see, just quickly have a look at it. You all the package you need, and there's a few chains there, and those are going to be for your anchors and so forth. So they're pretty thin, so you've got all your peel and stick, all pre-cut and all die cut, as you can see maybe in the camera here, maybe not. It's hard to make it out, but it's all pre-cut and all, and it's double-sided, so once you put that onto the ship, you put that on top of that. So it's actually real wood, real from there. It's very, very thin, but it will enhance the ship really, really well. So those are all pre-cut and all, so these bits here just clip out. It's got wee bits of sharp blades to take those main parts out. You can actually smell the wood of it. The sawdust. Again, pre-cut and all, that's the bridge area. There's letters, steps that goes up through those. It's showing a slightly different colour on the camera here from what I see it. So they're all basically ready to go. This is one of the cheapest sets. I think I paid $180 or something for this. $180 that is. And then the rest will get more expensive as you go along. There's more parts in it. Starting in the ship side of it, where your anchors can all go in here. So it's all pre-cut and all. And the final piece. And you get this for your top deck. No, it's not. Beg your pardon. It's lower deck, I think. Just have to double check. So there you go, guys. No, it's a bit long this video, and before I play it, you watched it all this length. So that's it. So there's sometime next year, well after Christmas, before I even contemplate maybe starting this, because it's one of those builds where you have to sit down and study first before you start cutting and doing and everything else. So there you go, guys. On another note, I should have the rated cap finished for Sunday, hopefully. If not Sunday, but Tuesday the latest. I have a few things to do here over the weekend, so hopefully I'll have it all done and dusted for next week at some stage, or at the end of the week or another. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to speak to you all later. Bye.